Masturbation is not a harmless habit. It is a slow, silent saboteur, disguised as pleasure, feeding off your energy, focus, and time. What starts as a coping mechanism becomes a cage. A daily ritual that begins to rot your discipline, your drive, and your connection to reality. This is not self-love, it's self-disruption. Every climax drains more than just your body, it drains your mind. It hijacks your motivation, distorts your emotions, and manipulates your sense of control. It floods your brain with a cocktail of neurochemicals: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. But these highs come with a cost. The more you indulge, the more the brain adapts. Receptors down-regulate. Tolerance builds. Soon, the same screen, the same clip, the same act isn't enough. You need more. You chase it. Again. And again. Until you're no longer in control. The habit is. 1. Compulsion is not desire, it's dependency. This is where the danger begins. Masturbation, once voluntary, turns compulsive. You don't do it for pleasure anymore. You do it to escape, to soothe stress, to fill the void. But the relief is temporary. The damage is not. The World Health Organization recognizes this pattern as compulsive sexual behavior disorder. It's an impulse disorder, a behavioral addiction, and it does not care about your willpower. If the act becomes repetitive, if it brings distress, if you try to stop and can't, then you're already trapped in a loop. This isn't about libido. It's about compulsion. A high libido still respects boundaries. It chooses. But compulsive behavior overrides choice. It's an autopilot you can't shut off. That's the difference. And it affects millions. Quietly. Daily. 2. Your brain is being rewired. Masturbation reshapes your neurology. And if done compulsively, it corrupts your reward system. Every release triggers a massive dopamine spike. Your brain, flooded with false rewards, starts to reject ordinary joys. The sunset doesn't feel right. Conversation feels empty. Work feels pointless. Only the act remains rewarding. This is neurochemical hijacking. Your dopamine receptors shrink in sensitivity. This is called downregulation. So you need more stimulation to feel the same effect. More explicit content. Longer sessions. Darker fantasies. And slowly, your brain stops associating reward with real achievement. Now it links it to escape. You're not addicted to pleasure. You're addicted to numbing pain. 3. You are training your body to feel less, not more. Repeated masturbation to pixels and fantasies decouples arousal from reality. You teach your body to respond to fake stimuli. Over time, real intimacy feels foreign. People seem distant. Physical touch feels dull. Emotional connection feels unnecessary. You train yourself into isolation. And worse, you become emotionally dependent on this self-stimulation. When stressed, masturbate. When sad, masturbate. When lonely, masturbate. Your coping mechanism becomes your prison. 4. The energy cost is invisible but massive. Every ejaculation releases prolactin, drops testosterone, and induces fatigue. You feel relaxed for a moment, then comes the void. The lethargy. The low-energy fog that follows isn't coincidence. It's your body paying the price. Late-night sessions destroy sleep quality. They fragment your circadian rhythm. You wake up tired. Your mind is foggy. You think it's the stress or your job. It's not. It's the habit. That empty feeling after release isn't a bug, it's the consequence. 5. It's a spiritual and psychological trap. You feel shame, guilt, not just for what you do, but because you can't stop. You hide it. You promise to quit. You relapse. Again. Each time, you break trust with yourself. That erodes confidence. That kills hope. And it's not just internal. Relationships suffer. You withdraw. You lose desire for real intimacy. You compare people to pornography. You expect perfection. And when reality doesn't match fantasy, you detach. This is how partners feel unseen, unwanted, betrayed. This cycle breeds isolation. And from isolation comes self-hate. You begin to believe you are broken, unfixable, alone. But that is a lie the addiction whispers to keep itself alive. 6. Behavioral change isn't optional. It's essential for survival. You cannot break a compulsive habit without changing your structure. If your day is ruled by idleness, then you are giving addiction an open door. You must build a schedule. Wake up with intention. Block your time. Pre-plan your hours. Boredom is the enemy. It whispers temptation. Fill every gap with something active. Work, exercise, creativity, or service. Structure kills chaos. And you must replace the reward loop. Masturbation is a fake reward. But your brain is addicted to the feeling of relief. You need new sources of that relief, real ones. Walk fast. Train hard. Read something that hits you. Connect with a friend. Make art. Take a cold shower. Your brain still wants the chemical high, so give it a natural one. Your hands aren't the problem. Your lifestyle is. 7. When habit turns into illness, medical intervention saves lives. Some battles need more than willpower. Your brain chemistry may be working against you. This is where science steps in. Certain medications can take the edge off the compulsion. SSRIs like fluoxetine help stabilize serotonin, the neurotransmitter tied to obsession, anxiety, and compulsion. In severe cases, antiandrogens like medroxyprogesterone can suppress the sexual drive itself. But this is a powerful tool and must be used under strict medical supervision. This is not weakness. This is strategy. If your mind is fighting you chemically, you arm yourself accordingly. But pills are not the cure. They are a tool. The real change begins with diagnosis. A trained psychiatrist or sexual health expert can see the deeper layers. Maybe it's OCD. Maybe it's hidden depression. Maybe trauma lives beneath your habits. You need someone who can see what you can't. 8. Isolation feeds addiction. Connection kills it. Silence is the breeding ground of relapse. Hiding makes it stronger. Shame loves the dark. You need people. Start with a therapist, someone trained to hear the worst and not flinch. Weekly sessions become your war room. You show up. You report. You learn to fight better. But you also need others on the front line. Join a peer group. Sex Addicts Anonymous. Porn Addicts Anonymous. 12-step rooms filled with people who know your struggle. No judgment. Just truth. You walk in broken. You walk out armed. Also, choose 1 or 2 people in your life you trust. A partner. A brother. A best friend. Tell them everything. Lay it bare. The truth will hurt, but it will free you. Because as long as you lie, the habit wins. As long as you hide, the compulsion grows. You are only as sick as your secrets. 9. Relapse is a risk. Prepare for it or be consumed by it. If you don't have a relapse plan, you are gambling with your progress. You must predict the battlefield. What are your triggers? Midnight scrolling? Loneliness? After work fatigue? Write them down. All of them. Now create a response for each. Feeling the urge? Call someone. Take a walk. Do 50 push-ups. Leave the house. Don't think, just move. You are not trying to eliminate urges. You're training your brain to react differently. Every relapse must teach you something. Review your journal weekly. Study your slip-ups like a general studies defeat. What time? What emotion? What thought? Extract the lesson or it will repeat itself. Even when you're clean, the work continues. CBT exercises. Mindfulness drills. Accountability check-ins. You don't stop just because you feel better. You keep going because you know how easily it can all return. 10. The path to freedom begins with brutal self-honesty. Write down when you do it. Why you do it. What emotion comes before the urge. Identify the triggers. Is it boredom? Stress? Loneliness? Shame? Know your pattern or remain its prisoner. Set rules. Not vague hopes, rules. For example, I will go 7 days without touching myself. Or, no screens after 9 p.m. Keep it simple. Track your streaks. Celebrate victories. Learn from relapses. Never lie to yourself. And know this, you do not have to fight this alone. 11. Treatments that actually work. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, helps you rewire beliefs like, I need this to feel okay. It teaches delay strategies. Wait 15 minutes. Urge surf the feeling. Replace the habit with action. Workout. Cold shower. Call a friend. Move. ERP, exposure and response prevention, can break obsessive thought patterns. Face the trigger. Deny the response. Over time, the trigger loses power. You regain control. Mindfulness teaches you to watch the urge without obeying it, to sit in discomfort and choose who you want to become. It builds that crucial gap between urge and action. Acceptance and commitment therapy helps you define your values. Who do you want to be? What life do you actually want to live? When you anchor yourself in purpose, you can endure discomfort for something greater. Final truth. This is a war for your life. You are not battling a habit. You are battling a system, neural, emotional, social, spiritual. But make no mistake, recovery is real. Thousands have escaped. Not through luck. Through relentless, brutal self-discipline. Through structure. Through therapy. Through honesty. Through falling and rising again. And you will too. But only if you accept this truth. No one is coming to save you. You must save yourself. With strategy. With commitment. With pain. And with purpose. You don't just quit masturbation. You transform. You take back your energy. You take back your mind. You take back your future. And you begin right now.